Yeah, Venkat, you were saying something?
No. Yeah, please proceed.
Yeah, I was just giving my background. I have some experience with SSIS, and I don't have experience with SSRS, but I am a Cognos report developer, and I have developed lots of report in Cognos as a reporting tool. And I have some experience in ETL, specifically in transformation and extraction, but like it's like 20% of the part. Majority of the part was done by our DBA. And that's it. I haven't done anything in SaaS, but I have done some work in SAP BW. That is the similar. It's also dimensional. It uses the input cubes and all, which is somewhat similar to SaaS, but not exactly similar. And since MSBI is really popular here and there are a lot of jobs in here, so I'm very much interested in learning the whole package of MSBI. And I want to see both the concept as well as concepts apply to the tool. So this is what that's why I'm looking for training for MSBI.
Okay, yeah. Right now you're working?
Well, no, I'm exactly not working right now, but I am actually into a contract, but it's
Okay.
not finalized yet.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Um, so there is a much more scope in US on this technology, SQL Server. Yeah, let's introduce myself. So, is my screen visible to you?
Yeah, I can see a screen.
Oh, yeah. I have 10 years of IT, and from past 7 years, I'm working on BI applications. So using the crystal reports and SSRS, IS and AS. So these MSBI technologies. Hello?
Hello. Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah. And I'm working with couple of, I worked with a couple of clients. So majorly I worked in the professional services, courier services and manufacturing industries and insurance. So I work with the various clients like a professional services and all this. I have worked with the various clients, Microsoft, HRH, and Reynolds. So I developed the BI applications with these clients. So entire gathering the requirements and designing the architecture and develop these applications. So the complete architecture like a gathering requirements. So designing the architecture and develop the application. So these database applications and BI applications for my clients. So from past 7 years, I'm working on BI applications using the technologies IS, SSIS, SSAS, SSRS, T-SQL, and Crystal Reports, and MicroStrategy. And these applications are running successfully with my clients. So these applications are useful to give the effective decision to the business users. So today I'm going to give the introduction on MSBI. So it's a data warehouse and BI reporting tool. So this presentation will help you to understand the following. So what is the data warehousing and how this BI works with the data warehouse, and what's the BI and how to develop the BI applications. So you have an idea on like SSIS, right?
Yeah, I have a little idea of SSIS.
So you already know about SQL Server, like writing queries and stored procedures.
Yes, we use SQL Server mainly for two purposes. One is when we are gathering the requirements. After that, we have to tally all our data items with the data warehouse. So for the comparison, what we have in the data warehouse, what we need to add. That time we use the SQL Server 2008 R2, and then after making the full report, we have to validate all the data of a report with the data source, and that time I use SQL Server 2008 R2. And apart from that, I used to help our DBA to monitor the daily load. We had a nightly load, and we have to monitor it daily at 6:30. And in case of load failure or anything like that, we have to track down the issues. And in the transformation part, I was talking about the transformation part. When there was something bad data or something corrupt files, we have to look at the files and then change it. I have not worked in the beds tool, but I mean I have support. I was just in support, but I have not worked in the beds tool.
Okay. So you already have experience in real time. So you already worked with some other technologies.
I've worked in Cognos and business objects. Mainly mine is the reporting side. I have worked 20% of the data. I mean, I just know what is data warehousing, how it is used, because we only use it the reporting tools, or the report writers use it. So I know what's the data warehouse, what's going inside it, but I have not worked in it.
Okay. So how much experience you have, your experience?
I have 3 years of experience, 2 years in the Cognos and 1 year in business objects, SAP business objects.
Okay, no problem. So you already have an idea on these applications, like a BA applications, so how to work with the reports and all these things. So writing.
Yeah. As far as reporting SSRS thing is concerned, I think I'm pretty much comfortable with that. My main concern is SSAS and SSIS.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, sure. So let's understand first, so what's the data warehouse and what's the OLAP and what are the reports and why it is so important and what is the ETL and what is the use of ETL in data warehouse. So the data warehouse that it is designed for analysis purpose and reporting purpose and give the effective decisions to the business users. So from that decision, so the business users can direct their business. So first understand, so what's the OLTP? It's an online transactional processing. So for example, so we are ordering we are purchasing a product through the online. So I'm going to purchase a product online. So that data will be affect in the OLTP database. So similarly, small example. So for example, you did a transaction through the ATM or on online. So that data also definitely affect in our OLTP database. So these are all databases. So by using the Java or .NET, so from the front end, so we are doing the transactions through this Java, .NET or HTML applications. Some applications are that. So these are the front-end applications. So whatever the data we are going to give from that, so that data will be affected in our OLTP database. So this is the normal process, whatever we know. So entirely for the transactional purpose, so these databases are designed so that it is in normalized. So we can also develop the reports from these databases. But if we develop these reports from these databases, definitely the database server will be down. So in order to improve the performance, we are separating the analysis workload from this databases. So this is the database. So even we can generate reports from the OLTP. So these are the reports. Even I'm going to generate these reports from the database. So if I generate the reports from directly from the OLTP, definitely the server will be down. So what I'm going to do to separate this analysis workload from the OLTP. So for that, I'm going to using the data warehouse. So but what the users are expecting, the data should be integrated. So because we have the couple of databases around the globe, like there is a manufacturing business, so they will have the couple of offices around the globe, so they will maintain couple of databases. So I want to integrate this information and I want to consolidate that information to maintain the historical information in one database. So for that purpose, I'm going to design the data warehouse. I'm going to integrate all this information into the one place. That's a data warehouse. The data warehouse simply designed for analysis purpose and reporting purpose to take the effective decisions. But the users are expecting like this. The data should be integrated and summarized aggregated value should be in one database. Okay. Historical data, they need the historical data. But in case of OLTP, we can maintain the certain period information. But in the data warehouse, I can maintain the historical information like 5 years information, 7 years information, 10 years information. So can I improve my business using the data warehouse? Definitely. So by developing these data warehouse applications, so the business users can develop their business. So let's see.
I have a question here. Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, so I have a question
Yeah,
here.
yes.
So if we are making a data warehouse, so it will, I mean, cost a lot to the company. So how can we decide whether we really need a data warehouse or should we go without a data warehouse?
Sorry?
I mean, if there is a medium-sized company and
Okay.
they are trying to figure out whether they have to implement the data warehouse or should they go without a data warehouse. So how will they decide? I mean, I'm asking how much hardware will it cost to them, or how much storage? Because if you are making a data warehouse, it will have some hardware and software costs. So that's what I'm asking. How much it's like easy for a middle-sized company to make a data warehouse? Because there are there are tools which can feed the database directly. They can have reporting directly from the database, and they don't use data warehouse. So what's the difference? In which condition should we use the data warehouse, and in which scenario we should not use the data warehouse?
Our database, it's a OLTP, so that it's a normalized. Even I can generate the report from there, but you know that performance will definitely decrease, because even I'm going to generate the report, but the backend I can write the SQL queries. But in the normalized database, so I have to write lot of joins. So lot of joins means the performance will be decrease. But in case of the data warehouse, it's a denormalized. So here less joins will be required. So directly you are getting the data from the tables or writing a simple query. So ultimately the performance will be increased, because we'll have the millions of records. Even if it is the mid-sized company also, because we are maintaining the historical information, right? Historical information means, so we have the millions of records, even in case of mid-sized companies also, because in the data warehouse we maintain the 5 years or 7 years information. 5 years or 7 years information means, so definitely we'll have the some millions of data, millions of information. So that's why we are going to separate this database. So we are separating this analysis workload from the OLTP. So mainly the performance purpose, so we are using the data warehouse. So let's see once we develop any report or any query, so there you can easily understand. So to improve the performance and maintain the historical information and to do the analysis work part, so we are using the separate database. It's a OLAP system we are going to use. It's an online analytical processing. Okay. Hello?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh. So here, how the data warehouse will helps a producer. Here he is the producer, for example. So he wants to develop his business, whatever it may be. He wants to develop his business, but he will have a couple of questions. So which are our lowest, highest margin customers? He'll have a couple of questions. So we need the answers for these questions, but the data warehouse will helps to give the effective decisions. So he is the developer. She is the developer, and this is our data warehouse. So he is the producer. The producer is asking the questions, and the data warehouse will give the effective answers. And here the developer is the controller. So what product promotions have the biggest impact on revenue? So these are the questions asked by the producer, and the effective decisions are delivered from the data warehouse. So let's see. So what's a data warehousing? So simply here I am telling it maintains the historical information. Here I'm going to separate the analysis workload from the transactional data. So here the sources are the transactional databases. So from the sources I have to extract all this information into the data warehouse by using the ETL tool, that's a SSIS. So for a client, it's a manufacturing client, so they maintain this architecture. So they have a couple of databases around the globe, and one database that is in Singapore, another database that is in Germany, and one more that is in India, and they have couple of Excel files and XML files. So this is a normalized database. Even I can generate the analysis part and report part from this OLTP. So the performance will be decreased here. So for that purpose, I'm going to integrate this information in the data warehouse. So how I have to extract all this information? So we have a couple of ETL tools. So in case of Microsoft Technologies, we have the SSIS is the ETL tool, SQL Server Integration Services. That is a ETL tool. So by using that, I'm going to extract this information. And transform.
I have a question here. Can you show me like you have used your CSV file? Can you show me a little example in the Idea Studio how you transform CSV file data, how the data flows, like how it goes from extraction, transformation, loading to the report? Just a simple CSV file, just like 3 columns.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. We'll do that. Anyway, first of all, let's understand first this architecture. So then, that developing a simple applications. So it's a very simple to do that. So right now we have, I don't have that much data in my CSV files. I have to check because I don't have that much data in my CSV files, because I can use only the 2 or 3 rows. I can load that information.
Yeah, I just want a simple example. I just want to know the flow of the ETL flow. Just a little sample, just example.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. We'll do that. I'm going to complete this architecture, and first of all I want to complete this, so then we will go for that small application. and transform, applying some logics. So why we are going to applying this transformation? So we have in SSIS, we already know about that. We will have some couple of transformation components. So with every data in our data warehouse, so there I am going to applying some logics there. So then I will load the information into the data warehouse. So here I am going to use the SSIS. SQL Server Integration Services. First, the data will be loaded into the staging database, which it works like it's a filter to the data warehouse. So which it will convert the raw information. The raw information will come from the OLTP. That raw information will be converted into the business oriented information, and that information will be loaded into the data warehouse. So here we have the historical information. So once the data will be loaded into the data warehouse, so then we'll go for the analysis part and the reporting part. So this is the OLAP system.
Hello?
Venkat, you there?
Hello?
Venkat, can you hear us?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me, Venkat? Hello?
Hello? Yes.
Yes. Okay, okay.
Then here I am going to generate the cube. So cube, that is, it is a multi-dimensional object. It's a three-dimensional. So here we'll write the MDX queries. So in case of the database, it's a two-dimensional. So there I can write the SQL queries. So why we need these cubes? So here, so by using the SQL Server Analysis Services, I can generate the cubes. So for example, so why we need this analysis services? There is a product. So there I can analyze the information, how the sales of the product in 2011 and 2012 and 2013 and 2014. So there I can compare the sales information of that product. So how the sales in 2012 and how the sales in 2013. For example, the sales is decreased in 2013. So there I can analyze the information. So why this sales information, the product is decreased, the product sales is decreased. So there I can analyze the information. So once I got that information, so there I can the business users will try to improve the business there. So once the business is improved means So we'll get the profits, right? So there you can see it's a ROLAP, ROLAP, Relational Online Analytical Processing. The OLAP that is divided into the three methods, three approaches. One is a ROLAP, ROLAP, Relational Online Analytical Processing, and one more is a MOLAP, say Multi-Dimensional Online Analytical Processing, and one more is the HOLAP, Hybrid Online Analytical Processing. But in case of ROLAP, the data and aggregations will be stored in the database. But in case of MOLAP, the data and aggregations will be stored in the multi-dimensional sources. So here I can do the analysis of that, whatever the product we have. So by using the SQL Server Analysis Services. So once the analysis part is done, so the developers will do that. So once it's done, so we have to give the presentation. So that cube the business users can't understand, right? So we have a presentation part, that is the reporting services. In organization we'll have the different departments, right? So financial department and what are HR department, development department, what are the departments we have. So for each department we can generate the cubes. For the HR department I'm going to generate the HR cube, and for the financial department I'm going to generate the financial cube. So from that cubes they will generate the reports. So because these are the presentation, so in the report the business users can easily understand. So to generate the report, so I can generate these reports in two ways. One is generating the report from the cube, writing the MDX queries, and one more is from the database, writing the SQL queries. So it's a online analytical processing. So why we need these OLAP servers? OLAP servers,
So
which
we were talking about SSRS. So you're saying that we directly use it from the data warehouse, or we can use it from SSAS.
yes.
So my question is, like, if we have SAS, then do we have do we have cubes as well as the tables? I mean, if the data is loaded, will it load like in the two places? Are they in the two places? Like if you consider a scenario that we don't have SAS in our company, we just have SSIS and SSRS. So in that case, data warehouse will be in star schema, and there will be fact and dimension tables. Now, if we introduce SAS in our company, then what will happen? Do we have to like eliminate those tables and make new tables, or there will be like two sets of tables?
Oh, okay. No, here, what's your direct question?
My direct question is, like, if we don't have SAS in our company, then I'm assuming then that time the structure of the database will be like in the star schema in the data warehouse, where there will be fact tables and the dimension tables. So when data is loaded, it will be directly loaded from the source system in those facts and dimension tables, which are in star schema. Do you got this point?
Yeah, that information that is in the data warehouse, right? So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
have a lot of
yes,
tables there,
yeah,
but we can't do even we can do the analysis. We can do uh, the same capabilities. So whatever we can do in the cube, so that capabilities also we can do in the writing a SQL query. But it will become very complex to do that. So
yeah,
very
yeah. So,
complex.
yeah. So the company, suppose if the company realizes what you said, and they agree to make the SAS cube inside the data warehouse. So in that scenario, what will happen? Will the
SAS, that
previous
I think the SAS is also it's a generating like a it will helps to do the analysis, right? I think so.
Yeah. So what are we gonna do in that case? I mean, are we using the same fact and same dimensions, or we are making them like in a new from the scratch?
Yeah, if you want to do the if you want to analyze the information like so you can definitely go for the cube. Whatever I'm telling. So whatever we do with the cube functionalities, whatever we are working with the cube, the same thing we can work with the writing the SQL queries also, but it will become much more complex. It will take so
Yeah,
much time to.
yeah, that I got it. I mean, we can do like both ways, and as our data is growing, we need to introduce SAS in our data warehouse. So, if we are introducing SAS in our data warehouse, practically what we are supposed to do?
uh, by using the SAS also you can generate the cubes, I think. The main thing here, that analysis, so SQL Server analysis, that it is you can do the analysis part there. It will become very simple to do the analysis because we have a couple of components in the SSAS. So once we do any application, so there you can easily understand how to do the analysis part.
No, I got it. If we have SAS in our data warehouse, we can do analysis. It will be easy, and we will be having increase in the performance of our reports. Well, but what I'm asking is, what exactly will we do? Like, will we create new tables and new tables with all the facts and dimensions, or we will use the same tables which were there when we had the relational model?
No, we'll use the tables. We'll use the data warehouse tables. So here, whenever we are generating the cube, so what will be the source? Definitely the source will be the data warehouse. So in the data warehouse, we'll have the dimension tables and the fact tables. So for example, when the financial department is there, so that requirement is they need the financial cube. They want to generate reports, financial reports.
So if you're
But
making a financial cube, what data, what is your, what will be your source of that financial cube? Will it come directly from the data source, or will it come from the data warehouse itself?
yeah, it will be the data warehouse. Even you
So,
can,
so
yeah,
that means
even
it
you,
will be, data will be residing there in the data warehouse in two places. One in the relational model, like when normally when ADL happens, it will stay in the relational model in star schema. Another, it will be staying in the cubes. I mean, they will be like kind of, there will be data redundancy. They are staying like in two places.
yeah, exactly. So we'll develop the cube and we'll deploy that cube in analysis server. So that cubes will be stored in the analysis server. Yeah, yes. We'll store that in the analysis server some other way. So here the source will be the warehouse. So For example, in the financial, so they'll have a couple of tables like a revenue, whatever it may be, the tables. So we'll use that tables from the data warehouse and we'll store in the analysis server. So because that financial department will use only that cube only, and HR department will use HR cube. In the HR cube, they'll have the HR dimension tables and fact tables. So to improve the performance and also we can easily do the analysis part. So it makes very simple, right? So for that purpose only we are using the cubes. So mainly to improve the performance. So by using these cubes, will definitely improve the performance. Even you can generate the report directly writing the SQL queries. Instead of writing the SQL queries, we are going to the generating the cubes. So there the development will become very simple. We can analyze the information very quickly and simply. Hello?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
So here you can see the OLAP system gives the analytical capabilities. So here you can see this. So what it's telling. So whatever I told you, so just read this one.
Yeah, I got it.
Because writing the same analytical capabilities I can achieve here by writing SQL queries, because it will take hours time, and the maintenance, the main thing is the maintenance that charges a lot, right? So better to go for that SQL Server analysis services, right? Generating the cubes. So mostly in I work with the various clients. So somebody, they don't use the cubes also, but somebody definitely will use the cubes, because we can analyze the information in very simple way, and we can improve the performance also. So let's understand first what's the difference between the OLTP and OLAP. To do the day-to-day operations like purchasing a product, and to do the any banking transactions and payroll, any registration, so definitely we'll go for the online transactional processing, OLTP databases. So that data warehouse, so why we need the OLAP? So it's an analysis purpose and the decision making purpose. So we design these data warehouses. The storage objects. So in case of OLTP, the master tables and transaction tables. So these are the storage objects. So what about the data warehouse? So there we can say the dimension tables and the fact tables. But the data warehouse, that is the denormalized. So how we design the OLTP databases? So I think you already have some idea on that. So the data modeling. So we'll use the Erwin tool to design the databases. But in case of in case of OLAP, so we go for the dimensional modeling. So both cases we use the Erwin tools or some other Visio tools or some other there. So mostly we will use the Erwin tools to design these OLTP and OLAP databases. So first we will gather the requirements. I think the data modelers and the data architects are the responsible persons. They will design these databases. So once the database is designed, then we will load the information by using the SSIS. So once the data is loaded into the data warehouse, then we'll go for the analysis part. By using the analysis services, we'll generate the cubes. Once the cubes is generated, so that data can't understand by the business users. To understand this information, so whatever we analyze the information by using the SQL Server analysis services, that information can't understand by the business users. So for that purpose, the Microsoft introduced SQL Server reporting services. So by seeing any report we can understand, right? So similarly, the business users can easily understand. I think you got. So what's the OLAP? So we can do the analysis part from the ROLAP as well as MOLAP. In case of ROLAP, it's a relational, right? So which consists the tables. The information will be stored in the dimension tables and the fact tables. In the dimension table, for example, there is a different tables like employee table and the product table and the customers. So it gives the descriptive information. It gives the descriptive information about the fact table. In employee table, we'll have the entire employees information. In case of product dimension, we'll have only the product information. But what about the fact table? In the fact table, we maintain the numerical information, aggregated values. So here you can see the each and every column which contains the foreign keys and the numerical information like a quantity, price, what are the tax amount. Here you can observe the dimension table which contains the primary key, that is a product ID, and what's the product name. So already we know about this all information, right? Okay, forget about that. And it's a MOLAP. It's a multi-dimensional analytical processing. It's a cube. It's a multi-dimensional object. So I will let you know once we go for the SQL Server analysis services. So there I'll clearly tell you how to generate these cubes.
Okay.
So how the approach to design the data warehouse. So we'll go for the two approaches. We'll use the two schemas, one is a star schema and one more is a snowflake schema. The star schema, what's telling? A fact table surrounded by all dimension table. So these are the designing approaches. Yeah, this is the fact table. A fact table surrounded by excuse me, a fact table surrounded by all tables. So these all are the dimension tables, and these dimensions will have relation with the fact table. The data modelers recommended this because which gives the performance a lot, which improves the performance a lot, but it requires the huge storage. But what about the Snowflake schema? This is the fact table, right? A fact table surrounded by all dimension tables, and these dimension tables will have the other dimension tables. In case of Snowflake schema, the performance is low, and which requires less storage. But in case of data warehouses, that star schema is recommended because the performance purpose, so we are using this star schema. But sometimes we'll use the combination of the star schema and Snowflake. So now what is the data warehouse? So that data warehouse is designed for analysis and reporting purpose. So any client, so they want to improve the business, so they require the data warehouse. But with the online analytical, online transactional processing databases, so we'll do the transactions. But in case of the data warehouse, to give the effective decisions and to do the analysis part and to generate the reports, definitely we require the data warehouse. So now what is the business intelligence? What is the BI? So implementing a data. Yeah, yes.
I have a question here. Like you told about the data warehousing. I was curious to know, I have heard about the Kimball method and the Inman method. So where do we have to apply those methods in data warehousing?
It depends on your requirement. How your client data and how your client requirement depend upon your client requirement. According to that, we'll approach that methods. It depends. Kimball or Inman, whatever the approaches we have, mainly it depends upon your requirement and depend upon your hardware requirements or whatever it may be.
So in general, which methodology will be more effective? Kimball,
Sorry?
usually people, in general, I mean, which one will be more effective? Usually people use like Kimball method, and so I was just curious to know why the Kimball method is so popular than the Inman method.
Yeah, that's the thing. We'll use that Kimball only mostly in our projects. That not that much. That won't affect that much because everybody that will design the data warehouse, then we'll go for the data marts. So the data marts, it's a subset of the enterprise data warehouse. So that's the thing. First, I explained the architecture here. So this is the standard architecture. I worked with the various clients. Mostly 90% of my clients uses this architecture because this gives very good performance. So that's why I'm telling that Kimball approach is a better one from my way. So mainly it depends upon your business requirements. So from that business requirements, you have to understand as an architect. So that's that's the best approach. That's a Kimball approach is the best approach. So here I think you already know about what's the BI. So up to now we implemented, we discussed about the data warehouse. So here implementing a data warehouse on any kind of business to provide the effective decisions and to provide the analysis using some set of tools. So this concept will work for any products, whatever it may be, your business objects, MicroStrategy, SaaS. So, but in case of Microsoft Technologies, so they introduced the Microsoft Business Intelligence Tool, MSBI. So this Microsoft introduced a complete toolkit. It's a combination like a IS, AS and RS inside the SQL server to implement this business intelligence applications. So previously I worked with the manufacturing client, and present I am working with the financial client. So whatever the clients, so they approach this architecture. So they will have a couple of databases around the globe, and they extract all the information from the sources and they load it into the data warehouse to do the analysis, and they'll maintain the historical information. Really, it will definitely helps to maintain this historical information to provide the effective decisions to the business users. So here in Cubes, we'll do the analysis part of your customers, your business. SQL Server Analysis Services. So then we'll go for the reporting solutions. But the cube data the business users can't understand, right? So then that data will be represented on the reporting services.
Can you show this with a practical example, maybe with a small Excel file, the whole ETL process, and yeah.
Actually, this is my new laptop, so I didn't install that Microsoft Office in my computer. Give me some time. Actually, I want to install Microsoft Office.
So maybe you can use simple 2 or 3 tables from SQL itself, SQL Server. Just do it like if you create 2 or 3 tables in SQL Server, maybe we can use it.
Yeah.
Or maybe anything else, any flat file, non-flat file, anything is a data source.
Oh, okay, sure. I think I don't have that that information. Just a minute. Just a minute.
Can you send me some link or any video where it is shown how to install this? I think this is free of cost, but I'm not able to install the SSIS thing.
Yeah, Chavi, I will send it to you
Yeah, sure.
after this.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah.
So do you want me explain this example? So loading some sample CSV files.
Yeah, that will be great.
So this is the SSIS tool. Here we'll have the control flow and the data flow tabs here. So I think you already know about this control flow components and the data flow components, right? So directly I'm going
Yeah,
to the data flow.
yeah.
So here the sources I'm using flat file sources. And I want to load into the destination. So here I have a couple of information here in my source table. I want to load this information into the destination. It's a database or the data warehouse, whatever it may be. I think so you already developed some ETL applications. I think so.
No, I have not developed any ETL application, but I was involved in it.
Okay.
I have not worked in this BIDA studio, but
Okay.
I have worked with the data inside it. So this flow diagram that you're making, so this was our responsibility to find what is the flow. But I have not worked in this studio.
Okay. So here you can see I have a source information, right? So some three employees are there. So but I want to load this information in descending order. So for that I'm going to using some transformations. So that is a sort transformation used. But I want to load this information in descending order.
Where does that file came from?
Sorry?
So can you show me the first step again, where this flat file thing, where did it came from? I mean, is it already loaded in the ETL system?
Yeah, yes.
So
Because
can you
first
show me how it was loaded in the data warehouse?
no, just no, I'm just configuring. I'm configuring the components.
Oh, okay. It's not yet loaded in the data warehouse. You have just configured the path.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So this is the extract.
This sort, is this a tool? The sort?
And yeah, that's the
Between the
component.
platforms. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
We have dragged it from the SAS toolbox.
yeah, it's
Okay.
yeah. So at the left side you can see some sources we have and transformations and destinations, right? Source. This is the yeah, here I applied the logic, right? Transformations. So here I'm going to give the server name. So in that server, I have a couple of databases. So I'm taking this one. So these are the connection managers. So these are the mediators in between the components and the database. Check the mappings. Here source columns, and these are the destination columns, right? So so there is a debug button is there. So there, just click on that. Just I'm going to execute that. So here what happens, the data is extracting from from your source systems and applying some logics there and loading into your destination. So the data will be loaded into the destination. So in order to check that data, so go for your database, SQL Server database, and check the data. So here also, if you want to add some data viewers. So how the data is coming from the source, I want to show here. So these are the data viewers. Yeah, this is the source data, right? So 1, 2, 3. So this is the source data, but I want to store in the descending format. Yeah, the data is descending format 3, 2, 1, and that data is loaded into the database. So we have so many components, like a source components we have, and transformation components we have, and the destination components we have. So mostly we have to work with the transformations.
So if we have like, suppose we have 3 sources, we have to load data from suppose 3 sources. So how will it be? I mean, it will be like all together or different? If we have the same 3 things which we have here right now, source, transformation, destinations, for 3 sources, how will we link them? It will be like one by one. So first one source will be loaded. Yeah. Yeah.
Hello? No, this one is the source, right? If you have the couple of multiple flat files.
3 sources. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, here just I developed a simple application. This is the basic one. This is a simple. Here I have taken a simple text file. That is my source, whatever it may be. So this is the transformation I applied here. And one more component I have used. It's a destination component. Excuse me. So this
suppose
is
if you have,
so
that I got it. All these things, like we have 2 more sources or 3 more sources, then will it be like we will add the other 2 sources with the source, or we will add that source after this ETL of the first source is complete? Like we will add it in the source part, in the first rectangle in the source one, or in the or we'll add it after the destination, the other sources.
So you want to take?
Yeah, just take anything Excel. I mean, yeah, just take anything.
Sources.
I'm just curious to know how the flow will go. It will be like first the first source will be loaded, transformed in and it will come in the data warehouse, and then the second source will arrive from the data source, and it will be transformed and then come into destination. It will be like this, or it will be like first all sources will be loaded, then all sources will be transformed, and then all sources will be sent to the destination.
Yeah, all the source information at a time will be come to the transformation block. So then it will go to the destination block.
So you mean that all the sources, all the 3-4 sources, they will be loaded all together from the source system to the ETL, and then transform and then loaded in the data warehouse?
Yeah, exactly. Right now I have
It will
the,
not be like first one source will come, transform, and then load it, then the other source. It will not be like this. It will be like all together, but all three sources are coming, transforming, and then loading in the data warehouse.
yeah, it's because the processing of the data, right? It depends that it will take care of the back end of your ETL tool. It depends. It may take the here I have the 5 sources, right? It may take the second source or third source, the first source. It depends. But anyway, it will extract all the information from the sources. It may be second component or first component, first source or second source, third source, whatever it may be.
So, like I'm giving the example of our company. We had like 11 flat files. They were our data source, 11 flat files, and they were loaded in three separate packages. One was CMS, another NICE, another was it was called like IEX something. So, but when we used to get the email about the load notification, first the IEX notification would come, and after some time the CMS notification would come, and after like an hour or two, NICE load notification used to come. So I was just curious, like they used to come in the load notification. They used to come in like they used to come at the interval of 15 minutes to 1 hour. So is that like they are all loaded in different times? Let me know if you want me to repeat the question.
It's on your, yeah, it's a different packages, I think so. It's a different packages.
Yeah, they were like three different data sources
Hello?
molded into three different packages. Yeah, they were three different data sources, and they were in the data warehouse. They were molded into three different packages.
I think so. So
Hello,
these
I
are the
can't hear
different,
you.
definitely they will be the different packages. Because whenever you execute a package, definitely you execute
Actually,
source.
your voice is breaking. I can't hear you clearly. Hello? Yeah, I can't hear you clearly. Your voice is like
Okay.
breaking.
Hello? Okay. Hello? I don't know.
I guess you are using a data card. Am I right?
Hello?
No. I'm using the cable actually.
Cable.
But
The
that one is the backup. Actually, I have.
voice is breaking a lot.
Hello? No,
Yeah,
I'm
your
using
voice.
the cable.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, just a minute. Hold on a second.
Yeah, now it is better.
Hello?
Hello, yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So whenever you execute a package, definitely it will start from the source. So how many sources you have, how much source data you have, we don't know. But definitely the step one, it was the sources, because we are extracting the data from the different sources. The source one, it may be the data is coming from the Singapore, and the data is coming from your Germany or whatever it may be. So that data definitely will be extracted from the parallelly. Extract from the in one time. Extract at a time. It will extract the data from the Singapore and extract the data from the Germany in one time, at a time. And that data will be transformed into the some other destination. Whatever the destination, it may be the India or whatever it may be. But it will definitely, so whatever it may be, it will be the different packages, I think so. So for example, there are the different packages, financial packages there, sales packages there. So first the financial package will be executed and we will get a mail. So by using the send email component, we will configure that and we will get the data. And then the financial package will execute and you will get the email. The financial information is loaded. And that is also, yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, yes. Hello? No, in your situation I am telling this. The source, you will have the different packages. I think so. You will have the 5 or 6 or 7 packages. So in case of first package, that will be executed and you will get an email. In case of second package, you will execute and you will get an email. So that's not a thing. So whenever you execute a package, definitely all the source files will be executed in one time, and that it will be loaded into your destination. But there is a way. I think there is a way you can also do like that. But up to now, I didn't do like that. I think so. It won't work like that, because it will definitely execute the source files first, because we need the source files, right? Why we need the why you want to execute here you have the 5 files. Why you need the first file and second file and third file? I want to load the 3 files into the destination, because here the package I want to extract all the information, right? All the source information into the destination. So why you require that 4th file and 5th file? So that's a thing I want to explain with you. Hello? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
a minute. Just a minute. I got a call. Just a minute. Hello? Hello, yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yes.
here. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, whenever we go for our classes, so there you can understand different kinds of examples here, how the ETL packages will work. So mainly we have to work with how to load the data into the dimension tables and the fact tables. So that's the main thing. And even you can transfer into the different XML files, Excel files. So we can do much more with the ETL tools. So instead of doing this, you can also write the SQL queries, writing the stored procedures. But the complexity is much more there. Maintenance also very high. In order to overcome that complexity, So the Microsoft introduced this SSIS tool, and the IT market delivered some ETL tools. So I have a couple of different examples, so I can explain all of these examples in case of SSIS, and also have a couple of very good examples in case of SSAS, and in case of SSRS also. I have different kind of examples. Last thing I want to explain, just 2 minutes. In case of BI developers, in case of BI technology, so we have a different designations like a reports developer, ETL developer, and the BI architect. I think you already know about this. I don't want to explain this. In case of reporting applications, so we'll use the SSRS. In case of ETL, we'll work with the SSIS. So these are the different kinds of designations in case of BI technology. So we'll cover SSIS, AS and RS, and SQL Server is also required. Whenever you work with the databases, so definitely you need the SQL queries and the stored procedures. So whenever you work with the reporting services, the source may be data warehouse. So whenever the source is the data warehouse, definitely you have to write the SQL queries. So this is the backend, right? It's a backend technology. So definitely we need the writing the SQL queries. And in case of SSAS, there we need the MDX queries, multi-dimensional expressions, which gives the performance a lot. It's a 3-dimensional. But in case of SQL queries, it's a 2-dimensional. So whatever the C and C++, Java, .NET, OOPS concepts, so whatever it may be, so these are the 2-dimensional. So the MDX, that's a 3-dimensional. And I provide all of these and explain some real world BI scenarios, some real world BI practices, and some videos I will provide you. Yeah, that's it. So after completing this course, you will definitely develop a different kinds of BI applications with your clients.
Yeah, that was a nice presentation. Can you send me how you're gonna cover all the 3 things on the MSBI course, some sort of course curriculum?
Yes, actually I forgot to send it to you, Savi. I'll send it to you right away after the class. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
I actually had it. I forgot to send it to you because of all these problems of delayed demos. So, anyways, I will get back to you on this. Any technical questions? Please ask Venkat when he's here.
No, I think I have already asked during the show, during the slideshow, the presentation.
Great.
So
Thank you.
I'm good.
Venkat will stop here. I will get back to you. Let me talk to Chavi and I'll get back to you, sir. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
Chavi.
you, Venkat.
I'll get back to you.
Thanks.
Bye.